So this is him being interviewed on his coronavirus response, right? This is an Axiom interview done by HBO.
So good.
Thank you so much for having us. We're over here, Mr. President. Thank you. Karen.
What's up, Heterochrome? Let me know if I need to boost volume a little bit for y'all.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you taking the time, and we appreciate your commitment to answer our questions.
Sure.
Really appreciate that. Over the years, I've
Definite
heard you
boost.
talk about your adherence to
That sounds good to me. But I don't know. I'm also here on New Year's Way. I'm gonna fix something on my phone so I can watch the.
a philosophy called positive thinking. This is the mantra that if you believe something, if you visualize it, then it will happen.
To an extent, I also think in
Awesome.
terms of the downside.
Right.
I do. I've been given a lot of credit for positive
Thank you,
thinking,
Hetero.
but I also think about downside because only a fool doesn't.
To what extent do you think that that positive thinking mindset is suitable to handling the worst pandemic that we've seen in a century?
I think you have to have a positive outlook. Otherwise, you would have nothing without a positive outlook. I think we've done an incredible job between the ventilators and stopping very infected people from China coming in, meaning putting the ban on China, which frankly nobody wanted me to do, practically nobody, because it was very early in January. Then putting the ban on Europe, not an easy thing to do. When you put a ban on Europe, that's a big thing. We would have probably lost hundreds of thousands of lives more. had
Like
I
he's
not
like
done-
looking for like applause for doing like simple things that like are within
Yeah.
his power. And it's like, oh,
Yeah, and, like-
nobody else would have had the balls to put a ban on Europe. It's like, what are you talking about, dude?
What else? Everybody did. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what you had to do.
Like
So,
there were travel bans all over the world. Bro, he has a baby
Well,
brain. I know.
he
Ban
did it
on China.
so-
40K Chinese nationals still got in. As effective as his wall, I suppose. Good point,
Yeah,
hetero.
very true. He,
And that-
it's
and-
just he did that so long ago. I don't understand why he's still. I mean, obviously it's all he's got to talk about, but it's the only thing.
All of the experts, every one of them, not one of them wanted to do it. They thought it was too severe. 3 months later, they're all saying, I'm glad you did it.
The criticism of you that is most prominent is about the communication. It's the public health experts saying that it needs to be based in reality. And they're saying that the wishful thinking and the salesmanship is just not suitable at a time when a pandemic has killed 145,000 Americans. And it's that I understand what you're saying, that people need to hear positive thinking. But, you know, for the past 5 months, it's been the virus is totally under
Yeah,
control.
good point,
and the cases
Heterochrome.
have been
Good
going
point.
up and the deaths have
It
been going
hasn't-
up.
look.
But you've been saying it's under
Nobody
control.
knew what this thing was all about. This has never happened before. 1917, but it was a totally different, it was a flu in that case, okay? But other than 1917, there's never been anything like this. And by the way, if you watch the fake news on television, they don't even talk about it. But you know, there are 188 other countries right now that are suffering, some proportionately far greater than we are, okay? As bad as we are.
Very few will.
Some proportionately greater than we are. Right now, Spain is having a big spike. There are tremendous problems in the world. You look at Moscow, look at what's going on with Moscow, look at Brazil, look at these countries, what's going on. This was sent to us by China, one way or the other, and we're never going to forget it. Believe me, we're never
One
going
way
to
or the
forget it.
other.
And we were beating China at every
love that
single
right there.
point.
You-
We were
can I
beating them on
pause
trade.
real
We
quick?
were beating.
The
We were
never
making
gonna forget
progress.
That is the never gonna forget it. He is totally trying to signal 9/11 vibes. He's like, this is coronavirus is not like, you know, my mishandling is not to be compared to 9/11. We need to remember that China has attacked us one way or another, whether
Yeah.
it's by accident because they fucked up or on purpose because that's what I'm insinuating. Never forget. And he's just like trying to get those 9/11 folks on board.
Progress like nobody's
It's just
ever
a,
made progress.
it's a
They-
cry for nationalism, like absolutely,
Yes, yeah, there you go.
absolutely. Stun, take it easy on those commands, my dude.
They had before the pandemic, they had the worst year Jonathan, that they've had in 67 years. You know that, with the tariffs and everything else I did. We were taking in billions of dollars. I was giving some of it to the farmers. The farmers were doing well because they were targeting the farmers. I was targeting China. We were doing good. Then all of a sudden the game changed and I had to close it down. I closed down the greatest economy ever in history. And then I closed it down and now we're opening it. And we saved, by the way, by closing it down, we saved millions of lives. If we would have gone to herd, and we knew very little about the disease, if we would have gone herd, we would have lost millions of people, millions of people. One person's too much. We're at 140,000 people. One person is too much.
So keep in mind that he says one person is too much right now, because later you'll see how he completely flips that narrative when it's important. Change the stream title and category, Alex. I thought I changed his title. I may have forgotten the category. I'll work on it. Hold
on.
We're at 140. We would have lost millions of people. And those people that really understand it, they really understand it, they said it's incredible the job that we've done. And again, I bring it up.
Who says that?
The banning China from
I like how
coming
he's
in.
like, it could have been worse.
But it was already in here by the
it.
time. It was already here. Like, by the time you banned China, it came in through Europe.
Nobody knew the extent. Nobody knew how contagious it was.
But the question is, Mr. President,
maybe China knew.
By June, we knew things were bad. And, you know, the last time I was with you was the day before your Tulsa rally in the Oval. And, you know, you were saying big, huge crowd, it was indoors.
By the way,
these people, they listen to you.
Excuse me, Jonathan.
Yeah.
We had a 19,000 seat stadium. First of all, we had 12,000 people, not 6,000, which you reported, not the paper report. But
dude,
we couldn't even get in. It was like an armed camp.
Dude, he's totally missing the point, dude.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have had like a huge rally in Tulsa. And he's like, actually, so first of all, let me just say that you guys vastly underestimate how many people I had there getting exposed to coronavirus. I actually had double the amount of people that you said that I had. Yeah, so
as long as big numbers.
So yeah, you know, so I got big numbers and I got a lot of people exposed to it. So really, you guys are just false reporting. This is fake news all over again.
It's also it's the inaugural audience again. He's like, no, I was like twice as big as what they're saying. It's just like, oh my god, this is like really brilliant to keep him distracted. Just be like we could even have clear distinction that he does have 12,000 people and just everybody says 100 people, and he would just never talk about anything else, and then we could just live on.
Yep.
Why would you have wanted that?
120 Black Lives Matter people.
I understand, but why would you have wanted a huge crowd?
Excuse me, wait. And Tulsa, well, because that area was a very good area at the time. It was an area that was pretty much over. After a month later, it started going up. That's a month later. But Tulsa was a very good. Oklahoma was doing very well as a state. It was almost free. It spiked a month later, month and a half, 2 months later, but it was a good area. We had a tremendous crowd. We had tremendous response. You couldn't even, it was like an armed camp. You couldn't even get through. You couldn't get anybody in.
But
we had 12,000 people. It was incorrectly reported. The other thing we had that nobody wants to talk about, so Fox broadcast it. It was the highest rating in the history of Fox television, Saturday night. It was the highest rating.
He's going to be like, my television
Well, wait a minute. You're saying something.
Yeah.
Hey, no sea lining, my dude. Read the chat rules.
Speech was the highest rated
Keep an eye on that for me,
stud. In the history of Fox Television on Saturday night, and nobody says that.
I think you misunderstand me. I'm criticizing your ability to draw a crowd. Are you kidding me? I've covered you for 5 years. You draw massive crowds, you get huge ratings. I'm asking about the public health.
And I canceled another one. I had to cancel it. We're going to have a great crowd in New Hampshire, and I canceled it for the same reason.
But here's the question. I've covered you for a long time. I've gone to your rallies. I've talked to your people. They love you.
I'll let you have next time.
They listen to you. They listen to every word you say. They hang on your every word. They don't listen to me or the media or Fauci. They think we're fake news.
Right.
They want to get their advice from you. And so when they hear you say everything's under control, don't worry about wearing masks, I mean, these are people, many of them are older people,
What's
Mr.
your
President.
definition of control? Yeah. Under the
It's giving them a false sense of security.
Now, I think it's under control. I'll tell you what.
How? 1,000 Americans are dying a day.
They are dying. That's true. And it is what it is. But that doesn't mean we aren't doing everything we can. It's under
Right there. So again, or like 2 minutes earlier, one life is too much. Now he's like, yeah, I mean, 1,000 people are dying each day, but like, you know, we're yeah, could be 2,000, you know. So it's like, you know, really, you should be making a big deal out of this. It's like, what the fuck? It is what it is. It's like, what is going on in your little empty baby brain, dude?
Dude,
Control-
my screen froze. Can you reshare it with me or whatever?
as much as you can control it. This is a horrible plague that beset us.
You really think this is as much as we can control?
Well,
1,000
I'll tell
deaths
you,
a day?
I'd like to know if somebody, first of all, we have done a great job. We've gotten the governors everything they needed. They didn't do their job. Many of them didn't, and some of them did. Someday we'll sit down, we'll talk
Yeah,
about the
so-
successful ones, the good.
And everybody knows that Jared Kushner held on to the shit to make to be able to blame it on the governors because they thought it was gonna hit blue states harder. So like, this god damn dude, he just talks so much. Like you'd think he would know.
You
Like,
think
you'd
he would
be like a good enough evil genius to shut
right
the fuck up.
to like but see he's like so dumb, right? And he's so like stuck in his own like fucking warped view of reality that it's like the world just changes to fit his perspective every single time he talks.
Good ones, look at that smile. The good ones and the bad. We had good and bad. And we had a lot in the middle, but we had some incredible governors. I could tell you right now who the great ones are and who the not so great ones are.
And who would you say, dude, is the ones who went into lockdown and did the measures needed to lower the spread of coronavirus? Are those the ones who you're going to say are great? No.
No, I wish he would say. I wish he would have asked him because he doesn't. Because I know he would have said Ron DeSantis, and then this guy would have been like, Ron DeSantis really handled it well with like the more cases than South Korea. Interesting. Heard.
Governors do it. We gave them massive amounts of material.
Mr. President, you changed your message this week in terms of you cancelled the Jacksonville Convention. You said wear a mask. You're saying, you know, that it's going to get worse before it gets better. It's not something you like to say. I know you said that. The big question...
Not get worse like the original flow. You understand that.
The original
Well, I hope not.
flow.
Now if you look, Arizona's going down.
If I could just finish my question.
Texas is going down and Florida's going down.
Yeah, but they
question is,
just went back up, my dude. They've gone down what for maybe the last 3-4 days, but they're going. You know, it's all over the place. They're not going down at a permanent rate.
Even some of your own aides wonder whether you would stick to that message until election day. Whether in a week or two you won't say, right, we've got to reopen again. We can't do this stuff anymore. That you'll get bored of talking about the virus and go back to that sort of cheerleading.
I never get bored. I never get bored of talking about this. It's too big a thing. And again,
so will you stick to that message?
By China, it should have been stopped by China.
Bro, yeah, but it could have been stopped by you too. You could have done so much to reduce the spread of infection.
This is like truly, you know, I will say people blame him for a lot of stuff that is like just the way, you know, he's just exploiting the system that is there. But this is one thing that is pretty explicitly like his fault. Like he like completely pulled out the you know the necessary things to deal with this, and didn't take the easiest steps. Unlike you know other things people were blaming for, which are still his fault partly, but not so much as this is absolutely his fucking fault.
I think it gets to him too. I think he really wanted to be the guy who was gonna solve the coronavirus.
Yes. And I think that that's why he deploys the federal agents, because he wants to appeal as a sort of, you know, like, look, I can control the masses now. Like, you know, there's chaos, and this is something I did right. Like, he's just fucking going to straws. And now, I don't know, mail-in voting, which he's changed his mind on about Florida. He's like, Florida should totally do mail-in voting. I love it. And it's just like, what the fuck, dude?
So dumb.
But now it's here.
We
and
have
you're the
it
president.
here. And I think I'm very consistent. No, this is a very serious thing. Do you think we have 140,000 people at this moment? This is a very, very serious situation. And what you have to do is handle it the best it can be handled. And again, I'm working with the governors. I got them tremendous amounts of equipment that they would have never gotten. Jonathan, they wouldn't have equipment now if I didn't get it.
When can you commit, by what date, that every
boyfriend.
American will have access to the same day testing that you get here in the White House?
Well, we have great testing. We're doing, and
by
many
what
other
date?
people do. Let me
But-
explain.
Well, we have the best testing, actually. We've tested better than every other country has tested. In fact, our
feel like
SAT
he's being,
tests are better than every other country's SAT tests. Did you know that our driver's license tests are through the roof phenomenal? Through the roof.
all on the computer.
Oh.
I feel like he's talking about like the white. I think he knew that people would think he meant everybody's test, but in his brain he was like, I secretly mean my test that I get every day. I also love how he is pressing him on it like a British nanny, like, well, he's not British, he's like from New Zealand or whatever. But he's like, come on, what day?
What
come
day?
on.
What
Answer.
day?
He's like, we know you're a good boy, you draw the crowds, but come on, it's big news. Like,
The testing. We have tested more people than any other country, than all of Europe put together times 2. We have tested
Baby
more
brain
people
power.
than anybody ever thought of. India has 1.4 billion people. They've done 11 million tests. We've done 55. It'll be close to 60 million tests. And, you know, there are those that say, you can test too much. You do know that.
Who is saying that? Who says that? Who?
so good, it's so good. Well, I mean, like, him. And now the people that repeat after that. That's who. I mean, that's how it goes. It's like just say it first and it'll manifest. Like, that positive thinking that he talked about in the beginning, he manifested it. And like, oh God.
All right, we'll see in a minute, Stun.
Who says that?
Oh, just read the
Who?
manuals, read the books.
Manuals?
Read the
Manuals?
books. Read the books.
What books?
What testing does
Who- no, I'm
is it
sorry.
shows
What manuals? What books, dude? Can you cite your sources, please?
I've
Please?
never like to be like, make sure your control group is extremely small and not diverse at all. Like, you want to only test like one kind of person and as little of that kind of person as possible.
I used to like arguing with these his supporters online, dude, but now it's like, because we have so much evidence against Trump, the only thing that they can do now is say, no, that's fake news. So I'll provide evidence and they'll be like, that's fake evidence. And I'll go, okay, well, do you have any evidence to support that that's fake evidence? And they go, it's fake evidence. That's all it is. It's fake evidence.
You can't trust any of it.
And I'm like,
and this is
okay.
it goes to, I never used to like. I mean, obviously, I think a lot of CIA shit is true. Like, you know, I love a good conspiracy with the skeptical eye. But I always thought the Russian sleeper cell thing was so crazy to me. I was like, there's no way that really exists. But when I see what's happening now, I'm like, this could be it. Like, when he says things like, you know, you could test too much. That like clicks in a bunch of fucking people's brains, and they go, repeat, done. You know, I like. Oh my God.
Wait a minute, John. Let me explain. What testing does, it shows cases. It shows where there may be cases. Other countries test. You know when they test? They test when somebody's sick. That's when they test. And I'm not saying they're right or wrong. Nobody's done it like we've done it. We've gotten absolutely no credit for it. But we've come up with so many different tests. The only thing that we have now is some people have to wait longer than we'd like them to.
It's a big problem.
We want point to point. We want to have a 5-minute to a 15-minute test.
When do you think?
And like many others.
Every
and from
American.
what I understand, we're close to 50% where it's point-to-point test. We are making thousands of instruments, thousands of tests right now, tens of thousands that can be distributed to various parts of the country. But you have to understand, and we've even sent some of them to other countries where they had a big problem. Jonathan, almost 50%, in fact, I think the number might be over, is immediate testing. The other's tough. You take a test, you have to send it to a laboratory. Let's say that takes a day. Let's say it's a day.
It's difficult.
You know, so it's 3 or 4 or 5 days. There's nothing you do about that.
But when do you think we'll have it for
I
everyone?
think that you
What
will
day?
have that relatively soon.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
What does that
again,
mean?
you already have half.
I think that maybe in the near future we could possibly think about maybe considering having a few more tests coming down the line, you know. Maybe, you know, I don't want to put any specifics on it.
Like a Parks and Rec fucking episode where he's like, but when do you think we could have more tests? Like, it's literally, it's scripted almost. It is so fucking funny. Like, TV is not going to be good anymore. What are we going to do?
True.
Our favorite reality stars for any real entertainment.
True.
I would much rather get back to you because I don't want to have you
That's
write
fine.
in 1 month.
That's
I
fine.
didn't make it. I missed it by
Yeah,
a day.
I
It
get
was
it.
a headline.
Mr. President, I want to talk about the federal intervention.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
one thing I would say about
Yeah.
testing. Because we test so much, we show cases. So we show many, many cases. We show tremendous number of. I know you're smiling when I say that.
No,
but I'm
come on.
telling
I
you.
mean, I've heard you say this,
Other
but
countries don't test like we do, so they don't show cases.
just a couple of points on that.
Other countries don't test like they do, so they don't show cases.
Well, it's just like,
What? Can you be a little more specific, my dude?
also, like, to compare us to India, that, like, it's just like, we are not the same fucking country.
Right.
And we know that. Like,
Right.
What a just dumb. And he knows it. And it doesn't matter because we're extremely uneducated. I mean, everybody, not just his supporters. But, like, his supporters, you know, like, he knows how to tap that button that's just like, hey, I don't know what this means, and neither do you. Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, his base will stay on him, no matter what.
I wasn't going to continue on the testing, but you said it. So we're testing so much because it's spread so far in America.
We're
And
testing
when you
so much because we had the ability to test.
Okay,
Because we came up with
but
tests.
South Korea-
Jonathan, we didn't even have a test. When I took over, we didn't even have a test. Now, in all fairness,
Why would you have a test?
When I took over for president, we didn't even have a test for the coronavirus that was going to be an issue 4 years later. Under my presidency, we made a test for the pandemic that had occurred under my
didn't have
presidency.
We didn't have TikTok.
We didn't
Until
as I was president, we didn't even have the TikTok. Kids were still watching
made
Vine.
this for me to
Kids were
do.
still watching Vine compilations on YouTube. Because I'm president, now we have TikTok. Kids are getting new, fresh, 30-second content.
we're going to have Microsoft buy it. It's going to be great.
It's
They're
gonna
put
be.
new Halo video.
You see Halo Infinite? You see Halo Infinite? Before I was president, we didn't even know if there was going to be a new Halo game. Now there's a new Halo game. These are all
everybody does.
things that have directly resulted from my
everybody-
presidency.
When is Halo? Does he have a grappling hook?
Does he have a grappling hook? Now he has one. You all wanted a grappling hook in Halo. Now we have one. Thank you, Mr. Trump.
there was no test
The virus
for
didn't
this.
exist. How would you have a
Excuse me, I was
test?
going to say,
Okay.
there was no test for this new. We didn't have a test because there was no test.
course.
In a very short order, we got one test, we got another test.
It was
we got
broken,
another-
the first
Many
one.
of those tests are now
one
obsolete
at a
because
time.
we've,
Right.
you know, it's called science, and all of a sudden something's better. But because we tested
You know how it
so
goes.
many people, 55, 60 million people very soon, we get cases. You test, some kid has even just a little runny nose, it's a case. And then you report many cases. So we look like we have
Hey,
more
thanks for
cases than
following.
massive countries like China, which
Appreciate
by the way
ya.
doesn't report, as you know.
Well, I don't put any stock in
No,
China's
the
figures.
point is.
What is
the point
considered
is,
leftism?
because-
We're not doing sea lioning. If you can, you'll see in the chat rules there. We're welcome to have that conversation another time, but we're on a different subject right now.
Because we are so much better at testing than any other country in the world, we show more cases.
The figure I look at is death. And death is going up now.
Okay,
And it's 1,000 a day.
If you look at death.
Yeah, it's
okay,
going
let's
up
look.
again.
Let's look.
Daily death.
Take a look at some of these charts.
I'd love to.
We're going to look.
Let's look.
And if you look at death.
Yeah.
per-
It's started to go up
here's
again.
one. Well, right here, the United States
I love
is
this.
lowest in
Because, like, I know he
numerous
asked me,
categories.
did not look at
Good
this.
point, Marka. Good point. Anti-capitalism is a baseline in most places. It's pretty straightforward. What are you saying, Austin?
I just know, like, I mean, you look at the way he looks at these because he doesn't know what they are, but I know he was like, because he's done it before in the Chris Wallace interview where he was like, give me the charter. He's got, you know, fucking AIDS offset with all the little graphs. But he's never looked at them until right now. And he's looking at it, and I mean, he's like, okay, is this supposed to be a horizontal or profile? I don't fucking know. And he's like, let's try and read this on the spot, and it goes about as good as it gets.
We're lower than the world.
Lower than
We're
the
lower
world.
Look
than-
at him. He's like staring at it like it's a math test that he has not studied for. He's like, well, the teacher's like, can you explain to me problem one? He's like, well, you've got a lot of lines, right? We have big lines, and those lines, they go up and they go down. So therefore, we do know that things do go up and down. Next question, please.
What is that?
And this is the third time with him going, we have that case been. It is just fucking funny, and it will never cease to be funny. God damn it, it's great.
Europe?
In what?
Look.
In what?
Take a look. Right
Take a
here.
look, please tell me what this
Here's
says.
case
People are
death.
like, I know what it says, but I want to see if you can read it.
Oh, you're doing death as a proportion of cases. I'm talking about death as a proportion of population. That's where the US is really
Look at the face! He's like, what? Wait,
You can't win with this guy.
wait, what?
bad.
Well,
Much worse than South Korea, Germany, etc.
you can't do that. You have
Why
to go.
can't I do that?
Green sleeves, shirt straight. Austin, your mic is very muffled.
Oh, it is? Oh, shit.
It sounds like it's better now. Is that better for you, Marka? Thanks for
How
pointing
do I
that out.
sound? Thank you very much. Do I sound okay? Green sleeve. I think of the recorder.
You have to go
Is my
by.
mic okay?
You have to go by where. Look, here is the United States.
Look at the
You have to go
line.
by the cases. The cases.
Why
are
not
there.
as a proportion of
when
population?
We have somebody. What it says is when
I
you
don't
have
want
somebody
to.
that
Yeah.
has where there's a case.
Wait. It says loud but
Yeah.
not clear.
Here. I got another headset. It's just also not super great. Give me like 2 seconds.
Wait,
30 seconds.
no. You can't change the rules. I only prepared for this one. I only looked at these numbers. You can't talk about something
Yeah.
different. This is not fair.
You can't
This is
tell
not
me-
fair.
You didn't tell me what they mean first.
Unfair.
You have to tell me what they mean first.
Sounds like the audio codec is wrong. Yeah, I'd agree.
Go ahead. I'll tell you right now. You might as well turn my mic volume down.
Brain melting. LOL. Are you doing the sentence?
Oh, okay.
The people that live
Sure.
from
Oh.
those cases.
It's surely a relevant statistic to say if the US has X population and X percentage of death of that population
No,
versus
because you
South
have to
Korea.
go by the cases.
Well, look at South Korea, for example. 51 million population, 300 deaths. It's like, it's crazy
you don't
compared to
know
another
that.
country. I do. It's on
You
the.
don't know that.
You think they're faking their statistics, South Korea?
I
An
won't get
advanced
into
country?
that because I have a very good relationship
Yeah.
with the country.
And there's some
He's
sort of
like, I'm not
automatic
gonna
gain.
say that.
Yeah, your mic sounds clearer now, definitely.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna get some better stuff eventually. I love that, dude. That was a good little trick he did where he was like, what are you saying? They're lying? And he was like, can I fucking say that? I better hold back on that one. That was like the most restraint he's showed in 3.5 years.
Mic is better, Stun says. 5 by
Oh,
5
shit.
now.
Thank you. Oh, fuck, I was
You're
brushing
good,
my
you're good.
buttons. Cool, thank you.
But you don't know that. And they have spikes. Look, here's
Germany
one.
low,
Here's
9,000.
one. Here's one right here. United States. You take
Anyway.
the number of cases.
Okay.
Now look, we're last. Meaning we're first.
Last? I don't know what
have
we're
the
No,
most-
you see it? You see it? You see it? It says it. It says it in the little colorful bar. We're the lowest one. You see it? You see it?
He went, we're last, which means we're first. It's like golf. I know all about this shit. Small number, good number. Don't fuck with me, bro.
As a what?
Take a look.
Okay.
Again, it's
I just-
cases.
Okay. Okay.
And we have cases because
mean,
of the testing. The way-
1,000 Americans are dying a day, but I understand on cases it's different.
No, but you're not reporting it correctly, Jonathan.
I think I am, but
If you take a look at this other chart, look, this is our testing, I believe. This is the testing, yeah.
yeah, we do more tests.
No, wait
What's
a
up,
minute.
Shannon?
Well, don't we get credit for that? And because we do more
He's
tests,
like, come on.
Marcus says, did he legit just turn it upside down, though?
Yeah, he's like, how about that, motherfucker?
Okay, well, you see? Look what happens if I do it like this. Huh? Problem solved. Trump, you're so smart.
God damn.
we have more
I wish I was
cases.
this smart.
In other words, we test more. We have. Now take a look. The top one, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. At the top, Jonathan.
if
Look at the
Look at
top
it.
number. Look at the top number.
Look at the top one,
It's
baby.
a good number. It's a good number. It's so high up there. Do you
So
see
big,
it?
it's at the whole top of the page. We almost didn't have enough. I almost had we had to expand the margins. This is an 8.5 by 11.
Oh my god, this is like an SNL skit, dude.
It's awesome. It's better, dude. SNL sucks. They could never come up with something good. Because it's so funny.
rates were going down and deaths were going down, I'd say terrific. You deserve to be praised for testing, but they're all going up.
They very rarely talk.
60,000 Americans are in hospital.
If you watch the
1,000
news
dying
or
a
read
day.
the papers, they usually talk about new cases, new cases, new cases.
I'm talking about death.
Well, you look at
It's going
death.
up.
Death is way down from where it was.
It's 1,000 a day. It was 2,500. It went down to 500. Now it's going up again.
Whoa, wait, don't say that. Whoa, excuse me. You can't.
He's like, you can't just know all the story.
Yeah, you can't. We're not telling the American people that. I thought we were cool when you walked in here.
The first time I heard it. I mean.
I thought we were cool. Like, no, we're going down. That's what we agreed upon, right?
That's what we. Yeah.
I
wonder like that. Why do they do this?
What's up, Hudsonizer?
I don't understand why his people let him do this shit. Like, it's literally.
Like, why he sounds like, I said it earlier, but he sounds like when you walk into class on Monday and your professor's like, all right, who did the reading? And you know you fucking didn't do the reading, and then you get called on to talk about it, and you're like,
Yeah. It's dumb.
Where it was is much higher than where it is right now.
It went down and it went up again.
But now it's going down again. It's going
up.
down in
it's
Arizona.
going up. It's going up. No, but it's going.
Now,
Please, please, it's going back down, right? Please.
he's like, it's going up, but he's like, no, it's not.
Down in Florida.
Nationally,
It's going down in Texas. Take a look at this. These are the tests.
It's going down in Florida?
Yeah, it leveled out and it's going down. That's my report as of yesterday.
Anyway,
was
Mr.
like,
President, if I
yeah,
can
sure,
change
why not?
subject.
It is going down in Arizona.
Arizona
going
it
down
is.
in
Arizona
Texas.
it is. Texas
And
has big
spiked,
problems.
And it spiked and it's now going down in Florida. It's evened out and going down in Florida.
I'll have to see those figures.
But you have to look at this. This is the number of tests compared
I
to the
don't
rest
deny
of the
your
world.
figures. You've done more tests by far than the rest of the
Right.
world. I don't
And
deny
because
that.
we've done more tests, we have more cases.
You
can
have
take
more.
it.
There's an argument that Chad was just talking about. We've done more tests, so therefore we have more cases. Obviously.
It's just so crazy that people fucking
Obviously.
are pushing this narrative. Like, he's not the only one pushing it. He's got other, people saying this dumb thing that I'm like, how is this coming out of your mouth? I don't think that in any other scenario, if a random person came up to you on the street and said this to you, you'd be like, well, that's fucking crazy. But now that he says it, you're like, makes perfect sense to me.
I was always a great at BSing about anything speaking, have not done the reading. Dude, Hudsonizer, you need to get on Trump's administration team. He really needs you bad. I find
Yeah.
it funny people didn't actually take him seriously. We should test less so we have less corona. What?
Check it out. at
Mr.
your
President, different
Look,
subject. It's
look,
been widely
look,
reported that the
please.
US intelligence indicating that Russia paid bounties or offered to pay bounties to Taliban fighters to kill American soldiers. You had a phone call with Vladimir Putin on July
will say I don't
23rd.
care.
Did you bring up this issue?
No, that was a phone call to discuss other things, and frankly, that's an issue that many people said was fake news.
Who said
That
it was
a
fake news?
I think a lot of people, if you look at some of the wonderful folks from the Bush administration, some of them not any friends of mine, were saying that it's a fake issue. But a lot of people said it's a fake issue.
Some people who didn't even like me very much said it was a
Yeah.
fake issue. Some
That's a
other
good sell, dude.
very right-leaning conservatives also said it was a fake issue. So therefore,
yeah.
it is a well accepted that it is a bipartisan belief that
I'm
it is
glad
a
they
fake
haven't,
issue.
I'm glad that we didn't waste time on it, I'll say, because, like, sure, it is an issue, but first of all, I do think some of those bounties went back 5 years, and also it's like, so what, he would have done it with, like, I don't understand. It's like, what, if Russia wasn't there, they would have not tried to fucking kill our people? Like,
I do
know,
think that we should be doing whatever we can to mitigate the loss of American
absolutely.
lives,
No,
especially
absolutely.
when the majority of those American lives are poor Americans who get sucked up into the war to fight for American imperialism.
no, you're totally right. I'm not saying it's something we should ignore. I'm just saying I'm glad we didn't try and do a whole fucking impeachment on this, where I'm like, okay, come on, there's something bigger we can worry about. Like, it hasn't stuck around like the, Russiagate did.
I was never pregnant. I was never tested. The baby coming out of my vagina is fake news.
Damn it, that's good.
I hate Trump for a lot of things, but the bounty thing is definitely at the top of the list. Just the fact that he doesn't seem to care. Exactly.
No, it's
The
definitely,
fact that
but
he's
never cared about fucking veterans. Like what he said to oh my god, John McCain, and also now recently with the way they talked about Tammy Duckworth, like it's very Yeah, it sucks because it's pretty much, my parents are veterans, and that was such a big thing. Is you got to respect the military, and he has no respect for the military at all. I mean, even when he talked about going to that military prep academy, he was like, it was as hard as Marines training when he was campaigning. And I just remember being like, are y'all gonna fucking take this shit? This is nonsense.
Oh my god, I thought the John McCain thing would be the last straw for Republicans, but nope. Yeah, true. It's like, what is there ever gonna be? Like, I've almost given up on there ever being a last straw.
I don't like my war heroes captured. Fucking crazy.
General Soleimani reported on Russian actors endangering American troops to the United States. He didn't hide it like Trump did. Indirectly, as a reward, he was assassinated.
Wow.
Wow. Wow, I didn't know that either, Marka. I did not know that either. The John McCain thing is in this thumbs down vote. The John McCain thing is in what Shanna was saying, or no, what Austin was saying earlier.
I don't like my war heroes captured.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he said
There was
about
dispute
We had a
within
call,
intelligence.
talking about nuclear.
The 20 plus. For me.
What?
The 20 plus allegations of sexual assault are number one for me in hating Trump. Yeah, absolutely.
very true.
Totally
I mean,
agree,
but-
Hudsonizer. Totally
God.
agree.
Proliferation, which
Right.
is a very big subject, where they would like to do something, and so would I.
He didn't report on the bounties, but he did report on Russian actors in America and American areas of operation. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, and then we blew him the fuck up. That was awesome. Committed a war crime. That was dope.
Discussed numerous things. We did not discuss that, no.
And you've never discussed it with him.
I have never discussed it with him, no. I would. I'd have no problem with it.
But you don't
But,
believe
you know,
the
it
intelligence.
never
It's because you
got
don't
to
believe the intelligence. That's why.
Everything, you know, it's interesting. Nobody ever brings up China. They always bring Russia, Russia, Russia. If we can do something with Russia in terms of nuclear...
Wait, can we talk about the bad guys that I feel better talking about?
Yeah.
Wait.
Democrats bad guys are the Hollywood Russia,
Wait.
and then for them it's China because it's got a little bit of racism.
Yeah, I'm beginning to question it, but as long as he can shut down those QAnon nerds, then he'll be all right. We'll give him a test period here, Hudsonizer. I haven't seen this whole video. OMG, Marsha.
proliferation, which is a very
Russia,
big
Russia,
problem.
Russia.
Bigger problem than global warming. A much bigger problem than global warming in terms of the real world. That would be a great thing.
But just-
it never
same
reached
thing.
my
Okay.
desk. You know why? Because they didn't think it was intelligence. They didn't think it was real.
It was in
They
your
didn't
written
think-
brief, though,
They
apparently.
didn't think it was worthy of. I wouldn't mind if it reached my desk. I would have done something about it. It never reached my desk because
Do you read your written brief?
I do. I
Do you?
read a lot.
Really?
You know, I read a lot. They like to say I don't read. I read a lot.
You're reading.
I read a lot. In fact, when I was in school, I read all of Moby Dick all by myself.
I was really hoping that he was gonna say "All Quiet on the Western Front" because there's like I don't know if you remember like him running in his campaign. He would say it all the time. He's like, "Have you ever read All Quiet on the Western Front?" And I think it's the only book he's read truly, if not probably an audiobook.
All because of endeavoring to further military political interests of Russia. You think I like Putin? Jeez. Alex, are
Yeah,
you
Alex
cute? Are you the head of Antifa? Yeah, dude. I am the leader of the organization Antifa.
Yo, I did talk to Buns the other day for a long time about Q, and it's very enlightening on the bullshit behind it, and I think we should have him on sometime.
Came in the other day, and we're definitely gonna
really?
set something up. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, dude. It's cause his idea on who Q is very funny.
Build the
Anyway, not
wall
very
by
funny,
Arita
but-
Lot. Building the wall keeps immigrants in. What a stupid
You're
I
fucking
taking
probably
leader.
did extraordinarily well. Probably better than anybody that you've interviewed in a long time. I read a lot. I spend a lot of time with.
I read so well. I bet you've never even interviewed somebody who reads as well as me. My teacher, when I was in school, gave me 2 gold stars for my reading. So
You know,
all
honestly,
the other
like,
kids got 1.
I wish he would just whipped out anything, any kind of document, just be like, read that to me right fucking now. Do it. And because I mean, like, that would have been gold. Because he couldn't have done it.
Pat Robertson is the head of Antifa. Everyone knows this. True, dude.
God.
I read better than anyone you've interviewed. What the fuck? Bro, Donnie, you can't read shit.
At meetings, usually it's once a day or at least 2 or 3 times a week. Intelligence.
'Cause this was apparently
talking
in your
about India,
brief.
talking about
Right.
with the problems with China, talking about so many different elements of the world. The world is a
I'm
very
cultured.
angry place. If you look all over the world, we call up. I see 22 soldiers were killed in India with China fighting over the border. It's been raging for many, many decades. And they've been fighting and back and forth. I have so many briefings on so many different countries, but this one didn't reach my desk.
The reason I say this is even if you don't believe this particular piece of intelligence, and there is dispute, no doubt.
No, he's saying that that his administration didn't think it was important enough to get to him, so therefore he didn't read it. But had they done it, he would have read it. Oh god, 15 jumping jacks.
I gotta say, I do think that he is maybe signaling to the QAnon people, which he does often when he talks. Because he's used the words deep state stuff. Maybe even cabal.
He just said he only reads once a day.
Yeah, he was like, I have tons of meetings, sometimes once a day, and it's like, what the fuck? Sometimes once a day?
Read once a day, 100 knock-knock jokes for kids. Worldly argument appeals to neocon Protestant base. Let me do these jumping jacks.
There is dispute in the intelligence community about it. Your former, John Nicholson, former head of forces in Afghanistan, said, and this is when he was working for you, that Russia is supplying weapons to the Taliban. Isn't that enough to challenge Putin over the killings of US soldiers?
Well, we supplied weapons when they were fighting Russia too. You know, when they were fighting with the Taliban in Afghanistan.
It's a different era.
Well, it's a different. I'm just saying. Yes.
But does that? How does that affect?
I'm just saying we did that too.
But how does that?
I don't know. I didn't ask Nicholson about that. He was there for a long time. Didn't have great success because he was there before me, and then ultimately I made a change.
But you surely heard that, right? I mean, it's well known in the intelligence community that they're arming the Taliban, Russia.
I don't know when you say arming.
Supplying weapons.
Paying, or they
Russia is supplying weapons and money to the Taliban.
Hey, thank you for following, Marka.
When you say arming, it's like supplying weapons, the traditional meaning of the word arming. I'm not talking about attaching arms to their fucking head, you dumbass.
I have heard that, but it's never, it's never reached my desk.
I mean, he said it on the record when he was in...
Hey, Russia doesn't want anything to do with Afghanistan. Let me just tell you about Russia. Russia used to be a thing called the Soviet Union. Because of Afghanistan, they went bankrupt. They became Russia, just so you do understand, okay?
So you understand, okay? Just so you get... I know that you're not very smart like me. I have the big brain here, but I'll give you some of my knowledge so that, you can stay up to speed with me.
That Russia wants to do is get too much involved with Afghanistan. They tried that once. It didn't work out too well.
Last question on this subject.
And by the way, we're largely out of Afghanistan, as you probably know.
Well, wanted to ask you about that. The U.S. troop level in Afghanistan right now is roughly the same as it was when
you're wrong. No.
Mr. President, I'm sorry. We have to do...
Okay, are you ready?
He would know about going bankrupt. LOL, true.
Well, that's a different question.
We'll be down in a very short period of time to 8,000. Then we're going to be down to 4,000. We're negotiating right now. We've been there for 19 years.
Right, he always sits like he's doing like...
Can you go look? Can you go to that image really quick of their profile and just how much happier one of them is? All because he sits up straight. Like, y'all, posture's important. As I lean all over. Look at this. Look at that man.
It looks like he's doing squats.
Yes, he is, but I know he can't.
Yeah, true. Can we maybe address the troop level thing? Yeah.
Yeah. No,
he didn't even finish the question, and he said you're wrong because of that's nuance. Oh, I actually muted.
Right now, we've been there for 19 years.
I know.
19 years.
But if you just let me finish my question.
We'll be getting out.
I understand. When you came in, it was 8,800. You boosted to 14,000, and now you're back down to 8,500.
We're now...
My question to you...
4,000. I'll give you the exact...
Very soon. Bro.
Very soon.
What will be the number? Very soon? 4,000?
Very soon, yeah.
Like how
Very soon, very soon.
I don't want to tell you.
It's big news.
It's big news. I love that.
No, I've always said.
Well, what about
we almost got him.
We will get largely out.
On election day, how many American troops will be in Afghanistan?
Oh my God, Hudsonizer.
Probably anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000.
Okay, I gotta do a song for Hudsonizer.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Which one is it gonna be?
Now let's look.
Dude,
I mean, how if you do an imperialism, you have to slowly back it down. You can't just withdraw right away.
I'm looking at what you got.
I do need to make it more points, and I thought about it, and I forget.
Please don't play. Okay. I thought they said lose yourself. Oh my God. Little talks. California circles. Fever pitch, baby. No, I love that. That's always my REM End of the World says Hudsonizer.
REM
So
End of
what
the
is it?
World.
How are they making you do this shit? Cause
I
I
don't
got
think I can
points.
play that, Hudsonizer.
Oh.
I don't think I'm good enough to butcher that.
A specifical request.
A specific request. I love it. Lose yourself. Old Town Road. I can do Old Town Road.
Hell yeah, dude, that is a classic for you and me. That's like one of the first songs I think I ever heard you play on the guitar. So,
Yeah,
well,
it's
no,
the one I used to teach your roommate guitar.
Oh yeah, you taught. Yeah, that's what you. That is so funny. You're supposed to FaceTime me, dude. Oh my god, little.
It's a little out of key, but I think it'll be fine. You guys just have to bear with me real quick, and then we'll go right back to this interview. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I got the horses in the back, horse tack is attached. Head is mounted black, got the boots is black to match. I'm riding on a horse, ha! You can whip your push. I've been in the valley, you ain't been above that porch. Now ain't nobody tell me nothing. Can't tell me nothing. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. Ha! Can't tell me nothing. Riding on the tractor, lean all in my bladder. Cheated on my baby, you can go and ask her. My life is a movie, bull riding and boobies. Cowboy hat from Gucci, Wrangler on my booty. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. Can't tell me nothing. Okay, let me go forward because it's not moving fast enough. Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can no more. Hat down, cross town, living like a rock star. Spend a lot of money on my brand new guitar. Baby's gotta have a diamond ring and fancy sports bras. Riding around Rodeo in my Maserati sports car. Got no stress, I've been through all that. I'm like a Marlboro man, so I kick on back. Wish I could roll on back to that old town road. I wanna ride till I can no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can no more.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job, bro.
Who redeemed that? Hudsonizer? Thank you, Hudsonizer.
He's just having fun, OMG.
I'm
Hey, Alex,
opening Q&A's. Yeah, I got it. Don't worry.
Word.
He'd be
You'd be a
fine.
great
He'd be
youth
just
pastor,
fine
dude.
if he. I got that youth pastor voice. Thanks. He'd just be fine if he practiced and learned a few things. I just don't think he's taking it seriously. Then again, maybe none of us are, and that's the problem. Yeah.
That's almost as many as when you came into office.
No, it's not.
8,000.
We had much more. We had a lot of people over there, too.
8,800.
A lot of people. And we did a good job. We wiped out ISIS.
Have you thought about going down to
Let me
zero?
just tell you what you don't say. We took out in Syria, we took out ISIS. We 100% of the caliphate. When I took over Obama, it was totally rampant. ISIS was all over the place. We took them out, we captured them, we killed them. 100%, not 99%. I wanted to get out at 99.
Right.
Everyone said, oh, please, would you stay? I stayed. 99% was good, but 100% of the caliphate. We took out Soleimani.
Thanks, Obama.
Al-Baghdadi. We took out people that nobody...
Remember, we we committed a war crime and killed Soleimani. Wasn't that awesome? Remember
He's
when
like, you
all
guys
of you
love me, I'm
guys thought that
God.
was so cool? Remember
Yeah,
that?
I mean, I can see why he's mad. He's definitely like, what the fuck? George Bush did war crimes, Obama did war crimes, you fucking loved it, and I do them and you hate it. What the fuck?
What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm so confused. What do you guys want?
Possible. Al-Baghdadi was the biggest terrorist of
Big
them all.
Bad
They
Daddy.
couldn't find him. I took him out.
He was huge.
Soleimani.
I took him out personally. I went in there. Rogue warrior, with just a pistol, a grenade strapped to my hip, and I took that motherfucker out. Okay, but assassinating a war criminal shouldn't be a war crime. I mean, it should be if you assassination is a war crime, right? I mean, if that's the case, like so many of our leaders are war criminals, should they just be fucking taken out? Like,
Yeah.
maybe.
Soleimani he was the general. Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Soleimani was not a war
Soleimani
criminal.
was
Yes.
He was pretty well, duly not elected. Well, I don't know if he was actually elected, but he was definitely not any kind of like, I don't know.
Was he a friend of the U.S.?
No.
Probably not.
Who
But
the fuck would be?
yeah, right. I mean, we're the ones who are enforcing imperialism in their country.
Exactly. Like their lives are bad pretty much almost solely because of us. Obviously, China and Russia play in the Middle East as well, just to fuck shit up. But we are a huge part of that. It makes
I love
sense.
how Republicans were like, Obama shouldn't take credit for Osama bin Laden's death, but then they're like, Trump got him. Woo!
Very true. They were like, he got Osama bin Laden probably too. He funded it or something. Like they'll figure out a way to like retcon it or whatever.
He was loosely associated with Hezbollah at the worst. Yes.
Even bigger. I took him out. I've done things that no other president's done.
I wouldn't go so
fortunately,
far
not
to
too
say
many.
that he was a
We should
war
have never
criminal
been
and
in the
deserved to
Middle
be
East.
taken out.
The decision to
Yeah,
go
like
to
that.
the Middle East and get into the Middle East was the single biggest mistake made in the history of our country. That's my opinion.
You told
Yeah.
Fox News recently.
Wow.
Well,
Yep.
maybe slavery, but yeah, that was a pretty good. I mean, good dig on that. Like, he could not say slavery, but that's something that a lot of Republicans wouldn't say, and that's something that's what he got elected on was that kind of rhetoric because nobody else would say it.
That you couldn't say whether you'd accept the results of the 2020 election. What does that actually look like as the sitting president? I mean, it's unprecedented. What would that actually look
Hillary
like?
Clinton never accepted
She-
him.
she
I mean,
conceded
went
on-
totally-
she conceded
still
on-
doesn't accept him, and she got
That's the
beaten
important
very
point.
easily.
That's the important point. She conceded on election night. Now, she grumbled about it and said all sorts of things.
Grumbled? She
Okay,
wrote books
fine.
about it.
She wrote books.
Don't use the word grumbled.
Fine, but-
she wrote books about it.
That's fine, but I'm
And
just...
she got beaten easily.
I want to write.
Whoa! You said a word. You said that word and kind of similar to what I was thinking, but it's different. So you are wrong, Mr. Reporter Man.
Wait, did you see his fucking pinned tweet from? I mean, he did it. He tweeted it a while ago with the whole like, Trump 2016, Trump 2020, and then it goes to 2024, and then it like keeps ramping up until like forever.
Yeah. Yes.
I was like, he repinned it the other day, and I was like, you fucking troll. Like, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I don't think. I mean, I don't want to assume that.
That's think to be a war crime when it exists to protect people in power at the expense of their civilians. Crimes against civilians are what matters. Hudson a war crime because it avoids accountability. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what the problem with it, and that is why it is a war crime.
I get it.
306 to 223.
I'm
That's
not
a lot.
disputing you beat Hillary Clinton.
That's a lot.
Listen, what I'm asking is you'll be the sitting president in the White House. What does that look like? Not
I'll tell
accepting.
you what it looks like.
Are you litigating?
Let me
Looks
tell
like
you what
this
it
right
is.
here,
Okay.
bitch.
So we have a
He's
new
just
phenomenon.
young.
It's called mail-in voting, where you send where a
New.
governor. It's
been here since the Civil War.
In terms of the
America's been-
kind of millions and millions of ballots, they've never.
It'll
done
be
anything like
bigger this year because of the pandemic.
Bigger, not bigger, massively
You remember
bigger.
when
Yeah, 'cause of the
Obama was
pandemic.
debating
Send
Mitt
10
Romney? Sorry, when he was debating Mitt Romney, and he was like, "We've got less, Mitt Romney famously like we've got less battleships and blah blah," and then Obama goes, "Well, we got less horses and bayonets too," and it was just like, holy shit! Like nothing is ever gonna like be the same like that. Like nothing. Like if that happened now, I'd be like, oh, okay, that was fucking weak. Like
I just think it's interesting how this whole if Obama had answered any of these questions the way that Trump has answered these questions, like going back to the we have 1,000 Americans dying each day, but it is what it is. If Obama had said that, he would have been skewered alive by Republicans. They never would have let it go. Never would have let it go. And do you really think that any of them are gonna talk about this for any longer? No. Through his fake teeth. Yeah, but he says millions through his fake teeth. Yeah.
Tens of millions of ballots to California, all over the place. Who's going to get them? I have a friend lives in Westchester County.
They send applications, not that.
His son passed away. He had a beautiful, wonderful son, young man, passed away 7 years ago. He called me. He said,
I spent so many nights thinking about that beautiful boy.
I dream about that beautiful son. That's just so beautiful. I wish my sons were that beautiful. The fucking ugly bitch.
But I'm more, yeah. Have you seen Trump Jr.? Look at that little skeezy motherfucker. I don't even know what to do with him. I just let him do whatever the fuck he wants in my name. Like, whatever, it's fine. Fair enough. But I'm more concerned with the rampant notion that there isn't any acceptable amount of civilian casualties in warfare. There isn't. War is bad. Excuse me if I supported that in my speech. Yeah, no, definitely. War is bad. War is
Yeah,
not.
I think there's just like we could do better things to ensure their civilian safety than killing like their strong leaders, and instead just like
I mean,
getting the fuck out of there. And,
you
like,
saw, like, if it wasn't for Iran being as, putting more blame on Trump than they did the American people, it could have escalated into war.
Yeah,
like,
for
it was
real. They
getting
could've-
there. And that would have
they
caused way
understood.
more death by him making that assassination,
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it.
I just got a ballot
Probably an
from my
application.
son Robert.
Probably
He died 7 years ago. Somebody got a ballot for a dog. Somebody got a ballot for something else. You got millions of ballots going. Nobody even knows where they're going. You look at some of the corruption having to do with universal mail-in voting. Absentee voting is okay. You have to apply. You
God,
have to go through
dude.
a process.
You have to apply for mail-in.
Absentee
It's the
voting
same
is
thing.
good.
Yes, you have to do the exact same
It's literally the
process.
exact
You have to
thing.
do the exact same process, my dude. Like, what are you
I
talking
always-
about?
I always have to do it, and it's the same way. Cause whatever.
It's the same, OMG. Like, what are you
So
talking
sad.
about, you moron?
I'm so sorry.
Ah!
Look,
Look,
they're
let's do
sending
concrete.
out-
Let's do concrete.
Jonathan, they're sending out
Applications.
governors
Download them.
millions of ballots.
That's what face my dad makes when I prove him wrong.
Applications.
Can you relate to that, Austin?
Yeah, no, my dad, he will never admit it. The face my dad makes when he's proven wrong is, and then he leaves. That's all I get.
Military doctrine develops around preventing civilian casualties and destruction of things that aren't targets. It does not limit it. It does not outline an ethical or acceptable solution for it. It acts to prevent it. When it happens, it is a result of mistakes made, sometimes at many levels. Well said, Marco. Well said.
There is no way you can go through a mail-in vote without massive cheating.
I honestly don't understand this topic with
Go
you.
ahead.
It is impossible. It is impossible. You can't even get through a. You can't even get through a
fraudulent.
game of Monopoly without massive cheating. Like, how are we going to? I played a game of Call of Duty Modern Warfare last night. Somebody sniped me from the other end of the map. How are we gonna get through mail-in voting without cheating? If I can't even get through one Modern Warfare game without cheating.
He would not be able to play Modern Warfare. He does not have the ability.
Oh my God. Oh.
The Republican Party has an extremely well-funded vote-by-mail program. Your campaign puts out emails telling people
It is
to vote
basic
by mail.
manipulative
Your daughter-in-law,
speech.
Lara
Very
Trump,
true.
She did robocalls in California saying it's safe and secure, mail-in voting.
Let me tell you.
The Republican
we have
won.
no choice.
That was an all-mail-in race.
Let me tell you. You ready?
Only
Yeah,
a
we have no
Sith
choice,
deals in
because
absolutes.
Right now we have,
Hell
we
yeah,
have
Hudson
many
Isaac.
court cases that we're waiting. We have one filed in Western Pennsylvania. We
Trump
have
is a
many
Sith
court cases where
confirmed.
we're trying to
Where's that Trump Sith Lord fan art that we need?
end it.
Oh,
We
I'm
went
sure
through
there's one of
World
him as
War
the
I.
emperor.
You went
Trump
to the
is
polls
too
and voted.
dumb to be a Sith. Trump's a
Yeah.
stormtrooper. Trump's a fucking stormtrooper. Let's be
Trump's like,
honest.
yeah,
Trump's a
he's-
stormtrooper who all the Sith got killed and they needed somebody to take over. And so they pointed at him and he was like, I got this, guys. I got this. I've been shooting at these guys my whole life. Don't you think I know what I'm doing?
Yeah, I'm like, he's not good enough to be any of the bad guys, because I'm like,
He's a lady over the wheel of time with a penis. Yeah, he's
my
a
God.
brute-looking stormtrooper. Facts.
We went through World War II. You went to the polls.
You've
you
had
voted.
mail-in voting
and
since
now
the Civil
because
War.
of the China virus, we're supposed to stay home, send millions of ballots all over the country, millions and millions. You know, you could have a case where this election won't be decided on the evening of November 3rd.
Absolutely.
This election could
What's
be
wrong with that?
decided 2 months later.
It won't be 2 months, but what's wrong with the...
I'm absolutely for making a necklace out of Trump's teeth and wearing it while taking the blood of his candidate in a horror video game. Yeah, we're talking about our Minecraft servers. That's it. We're talking about our Minecraft servers. Isn't that right,
Yeah, that's all
Marka?
we're
And
Yeah.
just things we're gonna do in our Minecraft server.
I love video games.
Yeah, dude, me too. I love Minecraft.
proper
Milan.
mailing
Be
count?
decided many months later.
Have you
Milan.
discussed
You know
with-
All these Milan voters. All these Milan voters. They're cheating. They're cheating.
why? Because lots of things will happen during that period of time, especially when you have
I don't
tight
see how he can do
margins.
that ethically because Trump is an actual billionaire. He can only eat billionaires. Yeah, he's a fake billionaire. He's a fake billionaire.
Yeah, he's not even. I wonder what is like how much money he has
It's,
now. Actually,
it's true. It's like as evil as Trump is. Like you look at like an actual billionaire like Mike Bloomberg,
Oh
who
my
has
God,
like
dude.
double the sexual assault like cases
Oh my
leveled
God,
against
that
him,
guy's a
like
psycho.
paying women to like sign
He's smart
non-disclosures.
Trump. That's
Or like
exactly what
risk
he
of
is.
being terminated, like because he's like just totally evil, dude. Totally
He's-
fucking evil.
Mike Bloomberg is a smart version of Trump. Like
Evil
like,
mastermind.
He literally does all the things he does.
Except,
pretty much,
I'll
like,
I'll say this: Trump was able to get the Republican Party nomination. Bloomberg
Yeah.
spoke one time and lost all of his supporters.
yeah, dude, it was bad. I was like, wow, was that on purpose? That was the worst. Like, wow.
Gotta cook him for 12 hours at least. The best part is the bone broth. The rest is dog food. Dude, Minecraft is such a fun game.
Lots of things can happen. There's never been anything like this when you try. Now, of course, right now we have to live with it, but we're challenging it in many courts.
You're
as
gonna
you know,
litigate.
all over the country.
Mr. President, the other day a reporter asked you about Ghislaine Maxwell. You said, quote, I
Yes.
just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in...
I hung out with her when I would hang out with Epstein. We would all hang out and we get. When I would hang out by myself on an undisclosed location, I would often run to Maxwell, and she and I got along great. She's so fantastic.
Did you see like when he said it at the fucking press conference? Like if you look at his press secretary's face, she's literally like,
Oh,
just like, damn it.
Oh, dude. It's just like Trump is out here just owning himself, dude. Like,
It's
how
like-
are you this stupid?
Yeah, how can you? Why can't you just say no fucking comment? Like that's all you have to say. But oh my god.
My favorite thing Elizabeth Warren ever did was take out Bloomberg. True. No, Kira's either here just to troll or whatever, but you know, it's funny. It's funny. It's cracking me up.
Palm Beach, but I wish her well, whatever it is. Mr. President, Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested on allegations of child sex trafficking. Why would you wish such a
First
person
of all, I
well?
don't know that. But
Okay, well, first of all, okay.
First of all,
We
you've
only
never-
have a significant amount of evidence that she was a pedophile, okay?
Yeah.
We don't have an unsurmounting amount of evidence.
well,
In
that's
which
the only
case,
thing-
if that was the case, I would deny ever being friends with her, right? So we're all good here, man. It's clear. It's good
that's-
on me.
The only thing he had like rehearsed was, well, I don't know that. Like I don't know about this. They were like, just make sure if you say fucking anything, you just have to say I don't know. Like, do you got it? So the first thing he goes, he's like, wait. I don't know anything about this. Continue.
Continue, please.
I do know that
She has. She's been arrested for that. You know
her
that.
friend or boyfriend
Epstein.
was either killed or committed suicide in jail. She's now in jail. Yeah, I wish her well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well. Good luck.
I wish my grandma well last night. I thought about her as I was going to bed, and I went, man, I hope she's doing well wherever she is. You know, I wish
Of
people
course
well
get killed
all the time.
all the time. Doesn't matter. I'm not discriminatory. I love everybody.
Kyrus Trump, representative of the Republican Party. Good question, Mark. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, my dude.
Let them prove somebody was guilty. I mean, do you know that
Oh,
she's
so you're
guilty?
saying you hope she doesn't die in jail? Is that what you mean by wish her well?
Her boyfriend died in jail, and people are still trying to figure out how did it happen? Was it suicide? Was he killed?
Her boyfriend, my boyfriend who definitely touched a bunch of kids, died in jail. Doesn't that suck for her? We should feel so bad for her. Isn't that
We've never had an
awful?
argument.
Isn't that awful?
God.
Oh, dude, bad take.
And I do wish her well. I'm not looking for anything bad for her. I'm not looking bad for anybody. And they took that and
mean,
they
she's
made
a
it
child
such,
alleged child
such
sex
a
trafficker.
big deal. But all it is her boyfriend died. He died in jail. Was he killed? Was it suicide? I do. I wish her well.
He's like, come on, this is a hard
let's move to
time. Like,
Portland.
she's like,
I'm sure you've seen the disturbing footage of people in fatigues beating the Navy veteran.
No.
Well,
here you
it's
go.
there.
The fake news.
It's not fake news. It's on video.
For
pepper spraying
59
him.
days, these people were anarchists and agitators and some protesters, but these were anarchists.
Okay.
These people were beating the hell out of the city. They were beating up our federal buildings and our federal courthouse. We told.
oh, and they're so
They
ugly.
went over and
They're
they
so
kicked.
ugly.
They kicked the courthouse. They kicked it. How is it ever going to survive? How is it ever going to survive? Somebody took a bat and they hit a stone wall. This is ridiculous. This is a destruction of American infrastructure.
They're so ugly too. We went on our march, like whatever the last one I had talked about. We stopped at the federal building, and I was like, ugh. I was just so fucking gross.
Right. Maybe we could get some like better made buildings done out of this. Like maybe that's like the takeaway here. Like so fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
it's like we are protesting bad architectural design. There was no foresight in this.
Courthouse rebars being oppressed.
Hell yeah.
Told the police to stop it. You make sure. And the police wouldn't do it. Not the police.
Your own Justice Department and Homeland Security Inspector Generals.
Excuse me.
Your Inspector Generals.
Excuse me.
He was like, all right, magic power time.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Ooh, that was,
Destroy the child.
damn, I can't get my voice that low. He was like, excuse me. He like pushed his fucking force on him. He like, all his mental
Oh my
power.
God.
He was like, be quiet, child.
I have to address this take. Kyra, abolish taxes 2020. How the fuck are you gonna get anything paid for? No education, no roads. Do you like roads, Kyra? Do you like having roads
Do
to
you
drive
like having
on?
a vaccine for the coronavirus?
Do you-
Because it's coming from your taxes.
You like having roads to drive on? How about public education? Do you like that too?
Yeah, you know how you can fucking read and write right now? You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Private businesses built the roads. No, dude, that's not true.
terrible.
That
You know how
is
much
not
that would
true.
Every road would be a toll road, and you would be paying $200
Not
to go 10 blocks.
Not only that, they'd be filled with potholes because nobody would pay to maintain them, like our taxes do. What a fucking moron. What's up, leftist? Glad you're here, my dude.
No, I know what you're saying. They would build the roads.
Yeah,
and
no.
guess what? They would put tolls on them.
Yeah, we
You
got
would have
it.
you would never be able to,
Yep.
to drive anywhere.
Because
I
as we all
understand the
know,
concept.
private businesses always look out for Americans' best interests, right?
But Jeff Bezos, my daddy.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos has donated a ton of his money to help rebuild. Oh wait, that didn't. Oh, it's just like how the Walton family makes. Oh wait. Oh no,
they
haven't.
wouldn't.
Oh, they haven't done that either. Big extreme high demand for roads as they become cheap.
Oh my
Oh
God.
God, you are so fucking stupid. I can't even give you any
I'm
more of my
sorry, that is not
time.
true.
This isn't just
'Cause it's
even.
like-
It's so dumb, dude. This is one of the worst arguments a troll has ever come in here to make. Kyra, do you like unions? Yes, true.
Like under the concept is that means that everything should be super fucking cheap essentially. Like there's no, our cable, we're not getting like screwed by every cable company that monopolizes
Oh,
their
God.
town. We're not getting like it's just bananas. Like it doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, let's watch more Trump and then she can talk a little bit. And we'll
Are investigating
Excuse me.
unconstitutional.
You're trying now to blame law enforcement instead of anarchists.
I'm
instead
not.
of
Anarchists, dude. Who are these anarchists, dude? Who are these anarchists?
Antifa.
I'm not.
It's Antifa and anarchists that are causing the problems, not law enforcement. Our-
Yes, Antifa and anarchists were the ones who killed George Floyd. How could I forget? They're the ones who have been ramping up just
He's like-
unnecessary police brutality against black Oh no.
Have you seen the umbrellas?
no,
They're very
wait.
scary. They make a big line with the umbrellas. They pop them out all of a sudden. They're very loud. Everybody tells me we gotta snatch them out of their hands.
The police were the ones forcing people to commit crimes. Hey, what crime did George Floyd do? What crime did Breonna Taylor do? Breonna Taylor was murdered in
Wait,
her house.
I could actually argue that sometimes that is true. Yeah, they make me commit a crime by infringing on my fucking rights. And it's a crime to there's a lot of things in this
Dude,
country that are a crime. That doesn't
get
mean they're bad.
fucked, Kyra. Get fucked. You have some of the worst arguments that anybody has ever brought into my chat, and I have seen some dumb ones.
Wait, I love that it has nothing to do with race, because then it's gonna be like, well, white people get shot too, and then it's like, I just don't give a shit.
George
about
Floyd ended up not using fake money, and even if he had, I have once used a $20 counterfeit bill on accident. You know what happened? The cashier handed it back to me, and we laughed about it and said, keep that as a souvenir. Because it happens. It can happen all the time. How fucking stupid are you?
Law enforcement, if we didn't have people at our courthouse, and they're strong, tough people, and they don't want, they try and be very good, believe me, but if we didn't have people there, you would have your federal courthouse, $600 million building, you would have that thing burned to the ground.
I'm asking you about tactics and about the unmarked vans where they're rounding people up, and I want to.
Let me tell you about
Can I just finish my question?
Well, let me tell you about
Can I just finish my question, because it relates to this, I promise. This is from Rand Paul. Quote, we cannot give up liberty for security.
Oh my
Local
God.
law enforcement can and should be handling these situations in our cities, but there is no place for federal troops or unidentified federal agents rounding people up at will. What is your...
You know, Kyra, it's just like so fucking brain dead.
He was using LimeWire. He pirated 2 My Chemical Romance albums. That's like fucking $22.
Yeah, Kyra, I bet you've never ever committed a crime ever. Take a time out, my dude.
Response to Senator Paul?
First of all, these are Homeland Security people. They're securing a courthouse.
They're border patrol.
They're
Good
Homeland
point,
Security.
Hudsonizer. The officer who killed George Floyd was found to have committed tax evasion. This is true. Should he have had his neck stepped on for 6 minutes? 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
Yeah, it was like
9 minutes. Do you think he used excessive force because he was jealous of George's height? We also know that they worked together. George Floyd and the police officer, I'm getting his name right now, worked together as security guards. And
Really?
George Floyd challenged him one time for his use of excessive force as a police officer, and they were reported by their coworkers as having multiple disagreements from there on out.
Whoa, that is fucking wild. I did not know that.
I see you, Shannon. I see you. I see you.
Yeah.
You're out here.
Elite units.
Water,
Wow.
hopefully they have
Camo,
ice in there. Hopefully they have
gas
ice. Now, do you know why they're unmarked? Because these
Why?
terrorists, these
He's like, "Please,
Antifa
help
people,
me."
these people that are anarchists and agitators, when they see the name on a uniform of a person, a policeman or law enforcement person, they find out where that person lives. And then they go and
When?
So stupid.
When has it? Can you name an instance of this happening?
Well, I mean, I see what he's saying. Like, you know, they look up, like, I just thought...
This is the plot of Watchmen! This is the plot of Watchmen on HBO! He watched Watchmen and he was like, this is real. This is real.
Figure this shit out.
This is real. Except he ignored the whole part where that was a conspiracy done by the by the fucking senator in that show. I'm spoiling the plot of Watchmen on HBO.
Oh my God, no.
I'm sorry.
they scare the hell out of the person's family. And so they do it for that reason. It's just common sense. There's nothing secret about this. And you know it. You see it, what's going on right now. We have Chad Wolf.
That's what the police does to Antifa, but okay.
Yeah, it's literally like since Ferguson, like, I mean, well, I can't say it was the federal government, but a lot of those protesters ended up fucking dead, burnt alive in their car, and I'm gonna say that it wasn't, it was probably at least the police force, if not the federal government, so.
Watchmen on HBO is a masterpiece. True, it was. It is a masterpiece.
They have people. He's doing a fantastic job. He's the acting head. He's doing a fantastic job. Chad Wolf has pickets out, very dangerous looking.
It's literally Watchmen because 4chan politically incorrect is making a list, and that's the conspiracy.
Yo,
That is the conspiracy. You're right, dude. You're right.
I do think that, yeah, whatever.
No, he's right in the money. Mark is right in the money.
Yeah, I think
Mark has been spitting truth this whole chat.
Absolutely.
Did you see the police in Salt Lake City are charging a lady with a first-degree felony for bracing herself for impact as a cop was about to hit her? Yep, yep. But no, continue on how it's the radical anarchists who are causing the violence. Yes.
Yeah, well, they'll do that. Well, they'll be like, these people came with shields. Now that's someone who came prepared to fight. And I'm like, I'm actually pretty sure a shield is a universal symbol for please don't fucking touch me. Like, yeah, whatever.
People outside of his house. He's going to be just fine. He's tough and he's got people. But if you have the names on all of these uniforms, you'll have these maniacs in front of their houses scaring their family and their wives and or husbands, whatever it may be. I think it's a very good reason not to have your name. Why should you have identification? My name is Bill Smith and here's where I live, and I'm a member of...
The really serious concern is the reports... not about that. The serious concern is the reports of people being rounded up and not being told why they're being detained. That's what's being investigated by... Mr. President, the Inspectors Generals... The Inspectors Generals...
You know why they're being detained? Well, yeah...
There's an investigation. Do you support that investigation?
Well, I haven't seen the result yet.
But do you support the initiative of it?
No, I think that actually... I think Antifa should be investigated, not the law enforcement. They're investigating.
They shouldn't be investigating.
Have you been watching television?
I have.
Have you been?
I have.
Sure.
Now, if you watch NBC News, like I watch NBC fake news, I'm watching it. Lester Holt, real beauty, and I'm watching this NBC News.
Think about him every day.
And you have a mayor named Wheeler, and he's standing out there and he's being accosted by the people. You know that. I mean, it's horrible what they're doing to him. Portland, the mayor of Portland, and he thought he'd go out, he'd be a. What they were doing and saying and everything else to him, I happened to watch it on a different station. He had to get out. He had 5 security guards. He got out with his life. Okay.
Mr. President.
If you watch NBC News, they make him like he's standing there bravely fighting with the people in a positive sense, that everything is wonderful. No. He went out there. He's lucky he got away with his life because they would have killed him. He had 5 guards, but NBC News showed it like he's standing with the people for justice. Look, those people, take a look at what they've done to the courthouse. Take a look at what they've done to the streets. Take a look at the violence.
It's getting worse since the...
Going to tell my kids this was Voldemort.
Dude, don't do that to Ray Fiennes. He had a great performance. Wait, can you reshare the screen with me really quick, too? It stopped, I think. Yeah, it's still first. I'm sorry. Yeah, don't do that. He's not smart enough to be Voldemort.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. I feel like he's having a dark ones with his hands if you watch him muted.
No, I will say, yeah, Hudson, you're absolutely right. So the only reason about performative allyship, I mean, like, you see it with a lot of celebrities. I mean, like, just like how you, a lot of, mainstream corporations and celebrities supported Pride after gay marriage was legalized. Now you see Black Lives Matter everywhere. It's, you have to make money, and as a celebrity, as an actor or a musician, or just as, a celebrity, you have to market yourself, and it's always a good way to market yourself. You're not going to say, I don't want to wear masks, not because you'll say it's because you don't care about other people if you don't do it. That's not the truth. You're wearing it because you don't want to be shamed, because you want to be cool and you want to use it to bolster your opinion. Now, that's not everybody. I'm sure there's some genuine people, but a lot of people, say it because they're like, I guess I don't disagree, whatever.
Mayors and police chiefs in liberal cities are the main problem. Absolutely. Look at Chicago, which Austin can talk about. Look at Chicago.
$4 million
Not Chrissy Teigen.
Not Chrissy Teigen.
Gone in.
No, actually, it's getting better. We've arrested a lot of people, and we now have a 10-year rule. You try and knock down our courthouse.
More businesses damaged, more violence.
You touch our courthouse, you go to jail for 10 years.
Turning to the rest of the country, we haven't seen protests like this since the 60s. I mean, we're seeing...
These are Democrat-run
if I can finish my question.
cities.
If I can finish my question.
And they're doing it for political reasons.
You said you've done so much for African Americans.
I have.
But there are Americans...
Justice
I understand.
reform, opportunity.
But let me finish. There are Americans out in the streets asking for change. Mr. President, have you ever met with a Black Lives Matter activist to hear them out, hear their arguments?
Well, Black Lives Matter started off, to me, very badly because it was...
Did you ever meet with one?
Pigs in a blanket.
He went, pigs in a blanket.
burn them like bacon. That was the first time I ever heard of that was 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
Pigs, meaning policemen, pigs is what they're referring to, in a blanket, fry them like bacon. I thought it was, so I got off to a bad start. I got off to a very bad start.
Would you meet with a Black Lives Matter activist?
I would.
Yeah, one time I saw one guy who had Black Lives Matter in his Twitter bio tweet that, and now I know the entire mentality of Black Lives Matter.
Cut me off in traffic, and he had a coexist sticker, and I just think that's bullshit now.
If I click this link, Stun, and it is not a news report, you know it's gonna fucking happen to you, right?
It's gonna be bad, dude.
It's not a Rickroll if it's some other fucking bullshit, Stun. I swear to God. It is. Yeah, I think it is. I really think it is. We'll finish this video first.
But I think.
Oh, it's news? Okay, I'm clicking it.
Oh, it is news. It is news. What the
Republicans aid Kanye West bid to get on the 2020 ballot. Okay, we'll look at that. Hold on. Let's finish this first.
Yeah, we'll finish the video.
Now, when they paint the sign, nobody's asked for a meeting. Nobody's ever asked me for a meeting. Let me tell you, with African Americans, I'm doing very well. They had the best employment numbers they've ever had. They had the best job numbers they've ever had. They were making more money than they ever made. We were all set until we got hit by China with the virus.
We were all set. There are literally no problems in America. Me and all of my rich friends were having an excellent time eating caviar at our yachts. And then all of a sudden, this coronavirus comes in. And now it's like, oh no, now I actually have to do some work. It's just total buzzkill, man. Total buzzkill. Must have a new album coming out. Yes, he does, Marka. He does. He has announced it. He has announced it. He acts like he did it single-handedly. Yeah, I know.
Actually, we were becoming a very unified country.
Do you believe
because of success?
I understand. Do you believe, though, Mr. President, that many police treat black people differently from white people?
Well, I hope not. I hope not. Certainly
He's like, well, that would be really
You've seen
rude.
the statistics.
The knee on the neck was a disgrace, okay?
Yeah.
It was a disgrace.
Easy.
I'm talking about, what does systemic racism mean to you?
I hope the answer to that question is no. Does anybody really answer that question accurately?
But what about not hope? What about analysis? What's your cold-hearted
I have
view of
seen where there is a difference, and I don't want there to be a difference. I don't like that there would be a difference. But with that being said,
why do you think black men are
police
2.5 times?
white people
I know, but why do you think black
in
men
a larger number
in quantity?
police have killed white people?
But why do you think black men are 2.5 times more likely to be killed by police than white men?
That I don't know, but
Why?
I don't.
Why do you think
That I don't know. That I don't know. I have no idea. It definitely can't be that there's a systematic racism in the police department, because I already said that's not the case. So I don't know what it could be. If you have any ideas, please tell me. Is that there's systematic racism in the... no, that's not it. I already told you. That's fake news. I already told you. I have another article if you guys want. I'm scared, Stan, but pull it up. Pull it up.
But you must have thought about it.
I don't know why, but I don't like it. I do know this.
Does it speak to something
Police have
systemic?
killed many white people also.
But proportionally, what does it speak to?
They've killed many white people also. This is one of the worst arguments I have ever heard. Yes.
Again, it's the thing that girl was arguing earlier.
Yes. Black Lives Matter. Even Black Lives Matter understands that white people are also killed by the police. What the point is that they understand that if a system like the police department will willingly kill white Americans, they will even more kill black Americans. They will absolutely kill black Americans.
It's like it's so funny to watch them be like, yeah, they kill my people too that I supposedly hold with respect, but I don't give a shit. I don't care if they kill white people. It's just like, okay, that's awesome. You have no self-respect. I'm going to go ahead and try and make that not happen. So when that happens to you, possibly, it won't.
What was a girl saying a while ago? I don't know what you're talking about, Stan.
It speaks to something, if that's the number. You're telling me a number. Okay, if that's the number, it speaks to something that to me is unacceptable.
And what do you do about it then?
Well, I think we've already done.
I know. Oh, you're talking about
But you haven't.
Kyra.
It still
Let me
exists.
just tell you.
No, I understand your achievements. I know what you're going to say.
No,
I'm
Kyra
not
just need a
suggesting
little
you haven't done
timeout
the
because I
right
just
thing.
couldn't take. I just couldn't take the stream of idiocy just pouring out. Fucking, it was just like so fucking stupid.
Criminal justice
I get it.
reform.
I'm just saying what
that your
changes-
friend President Obama couldn't
He's
get
not my
done.
friend.
He
I'm
tried
asking about that
he
statistic.
tried, but he couldn't get it
I'm
done.
not-
I got criminal
I get
justice.
it. I get it.
I got opportunity zones. I took care of the historically black. You know, if you look at what I've done for colleges, for black colleges and universities, I got them funding. Obama never did it. I did.
Remember how I got them funding? Obama never did it. Remember when I made my own university? Everybody loved me for that.
This is the hardest he's been working all year.
Oh, yeah. What happened to your university, Trump?
And your state.
Oh, the scam school. That's right. That's right. She's a QAnon racist. I mean, I don't have anything to show that she's QAnon. I don't know. Just let him talk. OMG, the stakes. Troll account. I mean, probably a troll account. I timed her out. If she wants to talk again, we'll see if she has any more dumb shit to say.
Did more for the black community.
All right, that's fine.
Than
Whatever. I don't care.
anybody, with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln. Whether you like it or not, people say, "Oh, that's
You
interesting."
really, you believe you did more than Lyndon Johnson, who passed the Civil
I
Rights
think I
Act?
did, yeah.
How?
Because I got criminal
possibly did you
justice
do?
reform done. I got prison reform.
Lyndon Johnson.
I've done things. Well.
He passed the Civil Rights
ask,
Act.
How has it worked out? If you take a look at what Lyndon Johnson did.
You think the Civil Rights Act was a mistake?
How has it worked out? Because frankly, it took a long time. But for African Americans,
But you think that was a
under my
mistake?
administration, Jonathan, under my administration.
Owning Matic Chuds. I mean, it's not exactly hard. True, dude. True. What's up, B45?
African Americans were doing better than they had ever done in the history of this country. So I did a lot. Job numbers, all of the money. They had money. They were getting great. Their percentage was.
It's like saying
their
stealing
housing
children's
ownership
lunch
was
money.
They did better than they've ever done.
I just
until
don't know
we
how
got
you
hit.
can-
And now, you know what we're doing? I'm building it up again. We're going to have it. Next year will be a great year, unless it's screwed up by somebody that doesn't know what he's doing.
We choose to do these things not because they're hard, but because they feel good, man.
Dude, I also love how he was like, everything's gonna go good unless it's screwed up by somebody who doesn't know what he's doing. I'm like, you sound like you're talking about yourself, or I don't know. Ugh.
Oh my god.
It could happen, but I don't think it will.
John Lewis is lying in state in the U.S. Capitol. How do you think history will remember John Lewis?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know John Lewis. He chose not to come to my inauguration.
Did
He
you come to my birthday
chose.
party?
I never met John Lewis, actually. I don't believe.
Do you find him impressive?
I can't say one way or the other. I find a lot of people
He did
impressive.
the little,
I find
like,
many people
drag
not
queen
impressive, but-
mouth
no,
talk, like-
but I didn't go.
Do you find his
He
story
didn't come-
impressive?
He didn't come to my inauguration. He didn't come to my State of the Union speeches.
He didn't
And that's
come to my
okay. That's
birthday
his
party.
right.
That's
And
fine.
Again,
I'm not mad.
nobody has done more
Right.
for
But back to-
black Americans than I have.
I understand.
He should have come.
But
I
back-
think he made a big mistake. I think he
But
should have
taking
come.
your relationship with him out of it, do you find his story impressive, what he's done for this country?
He was a person that devoted a lot of energy and a lot of heart to civil rights, but there were many others also.
There's a
Very true.
petition to rename the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama as the John Lewis Bridge. Would you
Pretty
support
badass.
that idea?
I would have no objection to it if
Yeah.
they'd like to do it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Would have no objection to it whatsoever.
Mr.
He's
President,
like,
you've been
I
so
don't know who the
generous
fuck
with you.
Edmund Pettus is.
I don't know. As long as they're not actually talking about doing it, then hypothetically, it sounds like it could be
Sure,
a
yeah,
totally
you can say
fine
whatever the
idea.
hell you
Yeah.
want, yeah. Like, I'll deal with that when I get to it. Please let me be done talking now.
All I know is really reverse suppress people that make commercials. May I watch it every 3 times now? I shit you not. It gets worse with each viewing.
Dude,
Dude, you're so right.
That's what I was
B45.
I was like, every time I watch it, it's still fucking hilarious, and it's so
This
sad.
is the
It's
second
just-
time I've watched it, and I think I've laughed harder this time than the first time I watched it, and I was like dying, dude. It's just like it's
just,
so stupid.
brain melting. Like, it's truly exhausting to watch. Like, we got done, my girlfriend and I got done watching it last night, and we were just like, I'm really tired and I want to go to bed. I felt like I just watched like a 3-hour movie, but it was only 38 minutes. My eyes can't see this anymore.
Oh my god. By the way, over here in Europe, not a single country supports this fucking Cheeto. Oh, dude, I fucking bet.
He's a goddamn Cheeto.
When you see stuff like this, it's like, how is this guy president of the largest global power right now? He the way he holds up the statistic, he's like, look at these,
awesome.
look at these charts, look at these charts.
He represents a
You see
lot
this
of
line?
people. There's a
You see
lot
this
of people
line?
like him. I think it's so funny. I mean, at least I can get the truth. I love it.
I have done more for Black Americans than Donald Trump, and I'm a nobody with 500 Twitter followers.
Exactly, Shannon, because we're fucking stupid. That's exactly why he's there, because, like, he does reflect a lot of people. That's not right, and it's not good. It's sad, and it stinks, but he looks like a lot of Americans. He's a fucking 6'1", big old boy with a spray tan that can't read fucking math. Like, can't
The
read
stuff
math.
Bernie is
Like,
promoting in the last campaign, we all have a standard. Your left wing is our right wing. That's how far right your current government is. Oh, absolutely. I talk about it all the time.
yeah,
Our
yeah.
Overton scale is all the way fucking over here. So when you have a candidate like Bernie Sanders in America, he gets labeled as a radical leftist by both our liberals and our Republicans. He's labeled a radical leftist. Bro, on any European political scale, he would be slightly left of center. He's a democratic socialist. It's still like, it's just a slight diversion away from capitalism, right? It's slightly left of center. We desperately need it in this country, but we don't have any true, real leftist representation. We have liberals who are capitalists. They're capitalists, and thus they are not a member of the left. They are conservatives. They are fucking, liberalism is a conservative ideology, but there's not enough people in America here who understand that.
There was a tweet about, like, a little while ago that was like, we got to compromise with the DNC. It was like, bitch, Bernie was the compromise. Like, shut the fuck up. That was the most, like, that was the easiest shit to adopt. And you saw that for their platform, they voted to vote down legalizing marijuana, vote down Medicare for all, vote for Israeli settlements in Palestine. It's like they've literally moved further right than last time. Not any kind of speculation. Like, statistically, like, they have moved further right than last time. It's fucking nonsense. We have no control over them, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's done. B35 is right on the money here. Everything he said is true. I've talked about this before on stream. Americans have been brainwashed to believe that capitalism is the only way. Anything else is the devil. Absolutely based.
TV's a good brainwash. It's in all of our media. I mean, you grow up and, like, even in kids' cartoons, it's like, you dang commie, like an old grandpa yelling at somebody, and we don't register it because we're just like, I guess, like, a commie's a bad thing. But, like, you know, it's a big campaign.
Time, and we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. Great honor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love that they, like, do this little after the thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All these presidents are like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Look how disappointed JFK is. He's like, God damn it. God damn it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
When we were forced to wear masks at work, this one lady screamed, communist, fascist bullshit.
Dude, no, seriously, they get that from Fox News, specifically Dan Crenshaw's dumb fucking Cyclops ass goes out there and says things like, these are radicalist, communist, fascist, left-wing Antifa terrorists. And it's just like, what? And he goes, I can say whatever words I want because they don't fucking know what it means.
Communist, complete nonsense. Communist plus fascist. Got you. Here's one ideology. Here's the other ideology. And yes, they meet right in the middle because you have to wear a fucking mask. To be fair, America needs alternative voting. Yes, this is what we were talking about yesterday, is that we definitely need to go to, like, I would support a ranked choice system first and foremost.
Yeah, ranked choice. I think that's very fucking cool.
That video that we watched yesterday was just all about this, and it was awesome. To be fair, teenagers doing marijuana are way worse than corporations screwing over homeowners.
That is so funny. Oh, you guys should also look up automatic democracy, because that'll be a thing in our lifetime. It's pretty interesting. They tried it out at, like, some college, like programs where essentially, you know, you have a profile that learns everything about you, you know, and can essentially like inform you on how you would want to vote on things, and then ideally can vote for you if you let it, and then even more ideally would write legislation based on your profile and like your, you know, whatever. That's some 2200 shit, but we'll see.
Teenagers smoking pot are far less dangerous than a religious nutcase with a firearm. I don't know, dude. Have you ever seen the movie Reefer Madness, dude? Where they smoke the weed and then they go on homicidal killing sprees.
Yeah. Hey man, it happens sometimes.
Oh man, I was like, what the fuck? I'm channeling my inner Mitch McConnell. Good Hatsunizer. You're right in character. Also, there was a small BLM protest in my small town one day, and all my coworkers were afraid that a lot of people were going to come with pitchforks at fucking Food Lion.
That's so funny.